Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we've got a little siege gameplay commentary for you. The units we're using are Shield Maidens, Celadars, and Spear Sergeants. I was really curious about the Shield Maidens because I'd heard they had a buff, and when I was last playing them, they were no good at all. So it was going to be interesting to see how they got on, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. And then obviously Celadars, it's been a long time. I was wondering how they were getting on. In comparison to things like Spartans and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got a little Siege gameplay commentary for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are arriving at the Siege. I am going to skip the start of the Siege because there's about 5 minutes of just standing around waiting for stuff to happen. I was stood on the wall watching someone go around in the chariot killing peasants, so that isn't it's kind of fun when you're there but not fun to watch. So we're going to skip relatively into combat. We're just light push on the front here, so we're just going to pick this guy out of there and then probably make a retreat because they're now in the base and we can get into some combat. But yeah, Shield Maidens. Obviously, when I left, these girls weren't that great and they've had a little buff, so I thought it's time to pick them out. But before we get into some actual combat, we'll take a look at my Shield Maidens. So, first off, we'll be using Shield Maidens. Obviously, these guys have had these girls even have had a buff recently, and they seem a lot more playable now. So I thought I'd give them a little run and see how they got on. My ones, doctrine-wise, looking okay. Nothing major, but reasonably good. This is a special doctrine from a long time ago. I can't remember what event I got that from. Someone in the comments will definitely know where that's from. But anyway, they're actually relatively nice doctrines, nicer than I remember they were. So that's the doctrines, and then vet line. Obviously, we go bottom, makes them better wielding swords, and attributes. Yeah, 15,000 health, some decent defense, decent-ish, and then all-round stats. So let's see how they get on. Okay, so here we go. The way I've been using these is keep them on spear, chuck them into Guardian, and then once they land Guardian, swap them onto Cover Commander, and then click Sword. And that sort of gives them a really nice amount of tankiness. And I guess it helps out the team. I think Guardian sends a buff around potentially, but I know it makes them a lot more tanky. So that's the sort of play I'd be going with them. And it seemed to work quite well there. We picked up a few. Just trying to kind of gauge where they're coming from at the moment. I see this guy poke his head out and I'm like, oh, there they are on the stairs. So we might go for a little push there. Just got to wait for some people to turn up because I'm nervous in this. We got enough turning up there. Some pikes, whatever. We decided to go for it. We got Guardian back. I've moved them back to Spear so we can get Guardian off. We'll pop that. They'll hit Guardian there. They'll turn gold. We're going to cover Commander onto Sword, and then we're going to push in. You'll see me every now and then as well throw a grenade like that, and that's pretty good for dual base because that increases damage that units take by 30% for about 4 seconds. So if you can time that out quite well with a unit kind of rushing in or like doing some big attacks, it can be really, really devastating. But obviously we're not facing anything too major here. I think it's just the green spear, domain spears or whatever. Spearmen or something like that. I can't remember their actual name, but the green mastery spears. So pick those up. Nothing major there, but they perform pretty well. Got a few bits of cav coming in. We're just going to hit those. I think it's just Quarterliers again. Nothing major. We'll just hit through those easily. And it looks like the enemy team have a decent enough force coming for us now. I can see some Spartans. So what we might try and do is go around the side. We'll Guardian, go around the side, and then get in behind. We've got some Shield Maidens as well there. So we're going to head round. We've got them now in sword mode. We're going to throw our grenade in, and now my girls are going to come in and, get those out pretty quickly. I mean, obviously, there were Spartans there. There's a few other things, so that was a losing battle. But through here, we got some Spartans. I don't have Guardian currently, so we're just going to have to go with what we've got. That's fine, because we can work our way through. They get wiped pretty quickly. We'll get this guy out. Little grenade on him that increases damage to heroes by 20%. That's pretty nice, to be fair. Got a load of guns here, so I thought maybe we'll just get a charge them through here, and try and pick up a few of those, get them back on spear, and roam them through. I don't really need sword too much yet, but I'm sure I'm going to click it soon. This guy tries to escape, we will grenade him and then get a really big ambush on him. And that's really nice. That's kind of why I like not using the ult, but you can use the ult and the bomb, but then you wouldn't have vapors as an escape. So it's you got to weigh it up. And here I make a little mistake. I'm sort of fiddling with buttons, a bit too much cav going on, and I could have done better here. I should have kept them on spears, and yeah, a lot I could have done, but yeah, didn't go quite well for me. But luckily we got some pikes here. We're picking up some cav, and missed my grenade there. Trying to go for this spear and shield, or shield and spear, but nothing of it. But we're at about 100 kills now. That's not that bad. These girls really, they've been working their way through. Granted, it's not been all the most amazing units, but there's been a few shield maidens in there. There's been a few Spartans. So yeah, I'm not displeased with how they got on. And now we are going to go and change to our next little unit. Once we've fiddled around the C point, probably going to go in for the escape here. Yep. And what I normally do is if I got one unit left, it's just because it's not going to do much, but if the point's being taken, I just go and shove my unit somewhere on the point. It might delay it by a few seconds. So yeah, that's what I was doing there. And now we'll go and change to the next unit that I believe is my Celadars. I was quite excited to use as well. This was my first time using the Celadars after coming back. And obviously they were quite good when I left. So I was hoping for some good things. They're just a bit sluggish at the moment. That's annoying. But let's take a look at them. Next up, we are running my Celadars. When I was playing before, I really enjoyed these. They had a little buff, and then I was enjoying them. But obviously Spartans have come out, and a lot of things have changed. So I was interested to see how they got on, and I wasn't disappointed. They weren't quite as good as they were when I left, but they were still fun to play. Doctrine-wise, we're running Combat Doctrine, so really, really nice. Leadership Doctrine, Piercing Defense with some health, Siege Fighter, and then Celadar Doctrine just makes them quicker when you've got them on Cover Commander, essentially. And then Vet Line for these boys is I go top. I want Decapitate to be on the lowest cooldown possible, because that's your highest bit of damage. So yeah, that's my Celadars. Let's see how they get on. Okay, so we got the boys out. We're going to put them on Cover Commander straight away. I think it's actually called Get Over here for Celadars, but it's essentially Cover Commander. But the one thing about this Cover Commander that is written up is that they will fight to get to you. So if you jump on one side of somebody and the unit's in the way, these guys will actually hit to get to you. That's quite cool. And then obviously with the Doctrine, these guys are now running 10% faster, so it's the best way to get them around. Really, I should have changed their formation there. I spread them out too much, but we're going to go in with Decapitate, and it does some decent damage. And obviously you can see them changing color as well. That's the Combat Doctrine. If you see them red, that's extra damage. Gold, that means they're immune, they're CC immune. And then green is they've got a heal. That's always very nice, especially on the unit that doesn't have healing. Having that sort of every now and then is awesome. Really, really nice. And in that one a little bit, they did quite well. We went out to 130 something kills. I mean, we came in with a bit of a surprise there. Took out a big enough unit, and we'll just send them off to get a little bit of healing. We're ready for the next push. But yeah, it's not going too badly. It's not going too bad. Not too many chariots in this game. This is probably day 1 or day 2 of the chariot being out, but there has been a few. I've seen 2 or 3 in this one, but it was mainly at the start. We had people running out to grab peasants as they're pushing towers, so they end up losing their chariot very quickly. So that's why I don't have any. But we're going to pull our men back now. We're on 140. Let's see how we get on in the next little push here. Now I do go a little bit brain dead here by accident. I should have been much more aware, but my guys start coming from multiple angles that it's sort of irritating. turning up at different times. I want to go around the back of these Spartans, and I kind of mind fart here and start getting hit on by this pike that's never good. Get stuck in front of the Spartans. YOLO Cav comes in, and we are dead. But our Celadars are still alive. So I'll just fast forward through this death here, and we'll move on. I'm going to actually wait for my Celadars to come back, because I've still got a hefty old chunk of them. We've only lost 2, or 4 even. So, yeah, we'll push them back in. A bit of a mind fart. Take the death, and we'll hopefully learn from it, or not learn from it. As in, foreshadowing for this next clip, that we're not going to take the death, but we do something silly. So I've got them coming to me that I probably should have them on get over here to run them quicker. I just didn't want them to get in that long line again, because, you know, they tend to trail behind each other, and it's, if you do just have them come in a formation, they come in a bigger glob. I was thinking about going up to the roof there and having a little go on them, and then I come through here, I see the cav, I'm like, oh god, they've definitely seen my guys, so I'm moving around the back here, and I probably should have kept running, but they're here already, so I go for Decapitate. I try and stun these guys as much as I can, but it's YOLO Cav, so it's not going to end well for my guys. Unfortunately, we pick up 1 or 2, but that is the end of the Celadars. They're not an anti-cav unit, so they're definitely going to struggle there. Try and stop this guy a little bit from moving fast, and slow him down. Hide behind the corner so I don't get hit by the back of the cav. It was giving me PTSD seeing the YOLO cav about, but luckily they get flamed a little bit, and the enemy team is starting to hit on base, so it's time for the Spear Sergeants. Let's have a look how they are looking. And last but not least, Spear Sergeants. Big fan. I've been a big fan of these for a while. I've done quite a few videos on these even before they got buffed. And yeah, now they're really good. Fully mastered, of course. Doctrine wise, we have got Steadfast 5 doctrine, so maximum defense. We've got an awareness doctrine 5 as well, that's really nice. Spear doctrine 2 with 100% block recovery. Not sure how good it actually is or not. 100% recovery sounds pretty good, so that's why that's on there. This one needs to be upped. When I get a better one, I will put it on. But yeah, first aid doctrine, and then your noble blood doctrine that is pretty damn good for these. Increase their damage, increase their movement when they've got bleeds on them, so very, very nice. And then vet line, we're running top line, that I think is probably the only option for these guys. So yeah, let's get going with them. Okay, on to the Spear Sergeants. Now, Spear Sergeants, at the moment, are probably my favourite unit. Really, really enjoy them. Super easy to use. And my main thing I like about them is not the easy, well, it is kind of easy to use, but not having to send them back to supply point is really, really strong. Like, any unit that just kind of passively heals itself, and if you can keep it alive, this guy has given me a real show. Any of those units that can just kind of stick around, not needing to jump off the point because they're getting passive healing, so nice. Like, we've got a few low health right now, but by the time we get there, they'll be almost full again. That will be that's so nice. So we're just going to stick on the point here. We're at 170 kills now, so we're not doing too bad. Advance on that guy, insta-kill him. We got a little Maul behind me. He's going to get picked up as well. We got one more in us that's going to be nice. Just lots of little damage. We are getting Shenji'd a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. These guys are going to just heal up. As long as we don't get overwhelmed by a huge amount of stuff, or like YOLO Cav, we should be fine. Every now and then you'll see me advancing because they get the triple strikes. That means they end up actually doing some decent damage. This guy's giving me a little bit of a tester. Round the back, little kick, and that ends the game. Didn't get too much use of the Spear Sergeants, but did get an MVP, so that's nice. So Shield Maidens, 1 hero, 94 units. That's really nice. Celadars 57 and 1 hero, and Spear Sergeants 3 heroes and 13. So a nice little game. Can recommend Shield Maidens. They are good, a little fiddly sometimes, but yeah, very nice. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.